NCBM 0302 integers or sign numbers. As you see, integers are whole numbers and their opposite on the other side of 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on, whole numbers. 0 is a natural number, and opposite of 1 is negative 1 on the other side of 0. Opposite of 2 is negative 2. Opposite of 3 is negative 3. Any numbers to the right of 0 is positive. Any number to the left of 0 is negative. So again, integers are whole numbers and their opposite on the other side of 0. We can add them, subtract them, multiply, and divide. In addition of integers or sign numbers, since we have negative and positive numbers, we need to be careful with the sign. When we add two integers, if they have the same sign, we add the numbers and we keep the same sign. For example, 8 plus 6, 8 is a positive number, 6 is a positive number, they have the same sign, we add them, the result is 14, and we keep the same sign, which is positive. So if a number, if it's positive, we don't write usually the sign. If you see a number without any sign, it's positive. 8 plus 6 is a positive 14. Or in the next example, adding two integers. And both they have the same sign of negative. Negative 4 plus a negative 3. Same sign again. We add them. The result, of course, is 7. And we keep the same sign, which is negative. So addition of negative 4 and negative 3 is negative 7. Add them, keep the sign. In addition, if the numbers don't have the same sign, if they have different sign, we subtract them and we keep the sign of the larger number. For example, for operation of negative 15 plus 7, adding negative 15 to positive 7, 7 is positive, 15 is negative, different sign, we subtract the difference between 15 and 8, the difference between 15 and 7 is 8, we keep the sign of the larger number, which is 15 and negative. Negative 15 plus 7, the result is negative 8. Or the second example, sum of two integers, one of them positive, one of them negative. We subtract them, we find their difference, and we keep the sign of larger number. The difference of 28 and 13, it's 15, and 20 is the larger number, sign is positive, we keep positive 15. So that's how we add integers. Again, same sign, we add them, we keep the sign. Different sign, we subtract them and we keep the sign of the larger number. In subtraction, when we subtract two numbers, for example, A minus B, in this case 7 minus 16, we change it to addition, we change the subtraction sign to addition, and we keep the sign of second number, which is negative. 7 minus 16, 7, we change the negative sign to positive sign, and we keep the sign of this number 16, which is negative. Now we have an addition. 7 plus a negative 16. Again, the rule of addition said if we add two numbers with different sign, we subtract them and we keep the sign of the larger number. The difference of 7 and 16 is 9, and the sign of the larger number is negative. So we carry that. Jason. Now look at example C. We follow the same rule here. Negative 5 minus 18. We keep the first number, negative 5. We change the negative sign to addition sign, and we keep the sign of 18, which is a negative. Now we have the addition of two numbers with the same sign. With the same sign. If you want to add two numbers with the same sign, we add them. In this case, 5 plus 18 is 23, and we keep the same sign, which is negative. We have another rule. If a number has two negative signs back to back, two negative signs back to back becomes a positive sign. So negative of negative A is positive A. So this negative means the opposite of negative A is positive A. Look at here, the opposite of negative 2 is positive 2. This negative actually means opposite of negative A is positive A. Two negative back to back makes a positive. Look at example B, 6 minus a negative 23. So 23 has two negative in front of it. Negative and negative becomes a positive. Now we have an addition to do. 6 plus 23 is 29, of course. Same thing with D. 4 has its own sign negative, we carry that. And then 12 has two signs in front of it, negative, and a negative makes a positive. So it becomes positive 12. Now we have addition to do. And negative 4 plus 12. Different sign. Subtract them. Find the difference, which is 8. And we keep the sign of the larger number, which is positive sign. This is how we add and subtract integers. Now let's do multiplication and division of integers. Since we're dealing with negative and positive number, we need to be careful with the sign. In multiplication, when we multiply two numbers, positive times a positive, it's positive. Negative times a negative, it's positive. So if we have same sign, when we multiply, the result is positive. See, same sign, the result is positive. It doesn't matter if they're both positive or both negative, the result is positive. Positive times a negative, it's negative. Negative times a positive, it's negative. So different sign, the result is negative. In division, we follow the same rule. Positive divided by positive, it's positive. Negative divided by a negative, the result is positive. Positive divided by negative, it's negative. Negative divided by positive is negative. Negative. Same sign divided by external positive, different sign, it's negative. Let's try some example of multiplication and division. Multiply 5 by positive 7 is positive 25. 6 multiplied by negative 5. We multiply, the result is 30. Positive times negative, different sign, negative. Negative 12 multiplied by 3. 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 1 is 3. Negative times positive, different sign is negative. Negative 8 times negative 4. 8 times 4, 32. Negative times a negative, same sign multiplied by each other, the result is positive. Divide. $15 divided by 3, positive 50 divided by positive 3, the result is positive 5. Negative 32 divided by 8, the result is 4, but negative divided by positive 8, different sign, the result is negative. $36 divided by 4, it is positive divided by positive, positive 9. 45, negative 45 divided by a negative 9, the result is 5, but negative divided by a negative is positive 5. So same sign when we divide is always positive, different sign when we divide is always negative. Another example, 24 divided by a negative 6. We know 24 divided by 6 is 4. Positive divided by a negative, it's